Welcome to a moment with Sister Prisca. Today, I want to talk about something that will surprise you. I captioned it, I chose to remain poor. Many of you may wonder what actually is Sister trying to say. Yes, I want to tell you this hard truth that took me years to accept. There is this popular song, I believe you know how to sing it. When I was a little child, I asked my mother what I would be. Would I be rich? Would I be pretty? Guess what she said to me. Yes, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be the future now to see. Que Sarah, Sarah, que Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be the future now to see. Que Sarah, Sarah, what will be. I don't know if you have taken time to meditate and reflect on the meaning of this song which I just finished singing. Not everything that looks like progress leads you forward. Not everything that feels safe helps you to grow. I chose to remain poor. I chose poverty because I wanted my life to be honest. I wanted a way that my life will clean, will remain united with the Lord. That is the reason I chose the life of consecration, a life that unites me closer to God in the religious calling. God called me. I was not the one who called myself. He prepared the terrain, He prepared the way, and made it possible for me to go. He inspired my thoughts. He was the one who directed me. He was the one who directed all the persons I met, beginning from my parents, my siblings, and every other person whom I came in contact in this my journey here on earth. Always remember, whatever condition you find yourself in, God has permitted it. Be it good, be it bad, God has a reason for allowing anything that happens to us to take place. And at His own timing, He will make that thing good again. Because in God's time, God beautifies everything. Remember that song again. When I was a little child, I asked my mother what I would be. Would I be rich? Would I be pretty? Guess what she said to me. Yes, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be the future now to see. Yes, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be in your life, God will always permit it. Because in His time, in God's time, He made all things beautiful in His time. Just know that God beautifies everything and allows it to be that way. Whatever choice you make in your daily life, God is the one who inspires you. And when you arrive at that moment when you have to make a conclusive decision about it, He strengthens you with His grace. He affirms you and provides you with every opportunity, with every decision that you make in order to move forward. Don't look about things that happen in your life. The progress you make today, if it is not God's own design, it will not take place. And never think that even if you are affluent, if you're rich, it is not out of your own making. God has already designed it. He is the one who permits you either to become rich, or He is the one who allows you to remain poor. Never think that any choice you make, you are doing it alone. If God is not in support of whatever you are doing, that project is bound to fail. But when God is rooted in everything that you are doing, you will find yourself progressing, moving forward. And this is not just about us, it is about everything that happens to us, be it in our place of work, be it in our studies, be it in our family. So for us to begin or to think that we need to compare our lives with that of others at all times, thinking that the measurement of our own progress depends on how others may have succeeded. It might not be your own calling to make your success or to reach where you are the same way others have done theirs. Remember, we are all different. Remember, God has called us singly. Even if we come from the same parents, even if we're twins, none of us have a double assignment with the other. There is always something that would define and distinguish our own calling with that of another person. For that very reason, you have to know that whatever choice you make in your life, God is always there, and He is the one who supports you. But most times we humans think that if we make a journey, or if we invest on something and it goes well, it's just because of the effort that we put there. It's just because of how much we have invested in it. Remember, if God does not support that project, you will not make it. And always remember that whatever it is you have, you are bound to give account of it to God later in your life. Whether you ignore Him, whether you think that it is just your own personal efforts, always remember that there is a supreme being behind everything that happens in your life. We are formed through need. We mature through limits, and we love through resilience. This is part of the things that we have to know, because when we notice that it is easy for us to remain in our comfort zone, let us always remember that our comfort zone is just only a temporary safe place where we think we can get comfort. But the best place for you to relax is always in the Lord. That is the reason He says, "Come to me, all you are laden and you are tired. Come to me, and I will give you rest. Knock, and the door shall be opened to you. Seek, and you shall find. Ask, and you shall receive." How many times have you asked God faithfully about what you need? It's not a question of you muttering some ways, thinking that just anyhow you fumble it, God will just do it exactly the way you have thought about it, the way you have said it. Whatever God wants of you, He allows it to happen. And if when we do not know how to pray, God Himself understands us more than we do, and He allows those things to come to us with or without our consent, with or without our knowing it. That is the reason God is the protector of every human life. God takes care of us even when we do not know about it. He heals us, He provides for us, He shelters us, and He keeps us always watch in His presence, because He has made us in His very image and likeness. And if God has made you in His own image, that means you are just like a small God. You are a member of Him. and God can never forget someone whom he had created in his own image. Remember that you are so special to God. He loves you, he cares for you. Even when you may think that God has abandoned you, God never deserts anyone. It is we humans are sometimes trying to run away from God. And that is the reason I say most times, if you run away from God, you run into trouble. And when you are in trouble, you seek God, God will come to rescue you. Just know. It's just like someone who has lost something, an article, and somebody finds it. It returns back to you. We have to place ourselves in a condition where we can receive that salvation. To be poor is not the question. To be happy with the condition where you are is the most important thing. There are many people who are rich, but they are very sad. It is not about your riches, it's not about what you have that determines the level or the measurement of your happiness. If God has decided to grant you peace, serenity, protection, good health, life, and bless you abundantly, you lack nothing. There are some persons, they may not be richly blessed with material things, but God has given them good health so that they will not spend too much money thinking, running around in order to look for medication. He may have provided them with caring relatives, those who are always there to cheer them up, to keep them happy at all times. How would you feel? You have your riches, you have your money, you have all your plots, every investment, but each time you are running around from one medical doctor to another hospital just because your health has failed you. Between someone who is richly blessed but has no peace, has no good health, and someone who is materially poor but has good health, has love in the family. Compare the two. Whom would you say has the much? It is just only left for you to decide and to think about it. But one thing you have to know, whatever condition you find yourself, always give thanks to God. Don't ever think that your condition is better than every other person else. Never make a comparison with your own present state with that of another person because you don't know how long that your condition is going to last. Be happy because God is there. Because God has allowed you to share in the goodness of His creation. There are different kinds of poverty. There is a forced poverty which wounds and humanizes us. And this is chosen poverty which strips us our illusion. This kind of forced poverty is not because we decide it. It could be because of bad governance that tries to stripe away the common good that every other person needed to enjoy in a particular environment. But those things were taken away. That is what they call forced poverty. And this is very common, especially in developing countries, underdeveloped countries, especially in most places in Africa or in Asia, or even in some places where we still categorize developed nations. Right inside those places, you will discover there are people who still live in abject poverty. There are people who still depend on charity homes in order to get their daily bread. It is not about physical appearance, it is about having that serenity within you. That is what matters. There is a chosen poverty which strips you away from illusion. That chosen poverty may be your own decision between you and your God, between you and whatever it is you may have decided that you want to do. Not because you do not have what it takes, but you choose to use those things as instruments to serve God. I do not confuse both forced poverty and chosen poverty. Chosen poverty is not about lacking dignity. It is about refusing excess when excess begins to rule you. It is about deciding how much is enough before the world decides for you. This is an ancient wisdom. The desert mothers and fathers knew it. That is the reason our parents always tell us good name is better than riches. In my language, in Igbo, we say, Aha Oma Ka Oba. That is your good name, your dignity is more than the riches that you may enjoy today. What is the essence of you having too many riches when there is no dignity? There, it depends on how you live your own life. So, some of the things that the church remembers, someone like St. Francis, people who have given up everything they have in order that they might obtain something they consider to be the best. Our parents are examples of this. Our parents had everything, but they left it in order to take care of their children. That is the best a mother, a father can offer, that love. A mother can deprive herself of everything. A mother can give up even the only food she has just to make sure that her children eat and she's happy, even comforting them while she's still hungry. She smiles at the children. She sings for them. She tries to pet them just to make sure that those her offerings are all keeping fine. This is just a symbol. You choose what you want to be, and the grace of God will do the rest for you. And when we are doing this, we also remember that Christ said, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. What is your own suggestion? What is your own opinion about choosing to be poor? I don't mean poverty in the sense that you deprive yourself of the essential things. Even in your richness, what do you do with the things you have? Do you close your doors at those who come to you, asking you for help? Do you close your eyes at those who need your attention? Do you complain or give excuses, reasons why you cannot help them? It is not about possession of material gifts. It is the disposition of your heart that determines where you belong. Whether you are poor or whether you are rich. There are a lot of rich people who cannot feed very well because they're intolerant to many things. And for them to find something, even to eat, it may cost them a lot of money because what their health will demand for them to eat is something very exorbitant, very expensive. If God has blessed you, use it to bless the life of others. If you do not have, pray for those who do not have. Ask God to give and provide for them. God listens to a sincere prayer. God visits the heart that truly seeks Him. It is the choice you make that determines the solution you get. Living with little changes your senses. It changes your way of reasoning. It changes your way of seeing other person. When you have little, you will understand how others live. When you have little, you will understand when somebody tells you, I have no bread to eat, I have no water to drink. You'll be able to understand other people's own situation because you will hear more and you will wait longer. You will begin to listen with meaning what other people say. When you live with little, you will understand that this life is just a passage. It's just like a corridor where you passes to enter into another place. And you learn to repair other than to replace. When you are poor and you have a pair of sandals and the sandal cords, you don't just throw it into the waistband. You go for a shamanda, looking for a way to make those things. It teaches you that nature abhors wastage. When something breaks, you don't rush to fix it. This is something that is not good. You sit and ask yourself, what is life teaching you about being poor? This makes your soul to ponder and to reflect about God's goodness in your life. And in this world, where everything is just at a rush, you need to calm down. You need to reflect. You need to think about this world that is just passing daily, just like a musician sing. This world is not my home. I'm just passing through. The treasures are laid somewhere beyond the sky. The angels beckon me. Remember, these things are just there. God reminds us with the things that happen in our life to tell us that what we have now cannot be compared with the glory He has prepared for us. And because of it, I always ask myself, and now I want to ask that question to you. What is your life? What is in your life truly desires change? What in your life is truly necessary? What is simply familiar to you? Do you consider that beatitude which Jesus narrated it to his disciples? He explained to them the parable, the beatitude. Blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are the meek, blessed are those who are persecuted, blessed are those who thirst for justice. How much have you reflected about these words of Christ? And further, he also tells us that how much have you gone to visit those who are in need? He says, whatsoever you do to the least of my brothers, that you do unto me. When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. Now enter into the home of my Father. What you have as your own gift, how much have you shared with others? It's not about the quantity, it's about the heart that gives. If you have a free mind, you will just offer your presence, and that is enough. There are some times, no matter what you give, it depends on your approach. It depends on the way you give. You may even decide to give someone thousands, but that person may not need it because of your attitude towards that gift. There are others who just give their presence, just to sit and dialogue with them, or even to remain silent. There are those who need our prayers in order to move on. The choice is yours. Whatever you decide with your life, that's what you get. Many of us are not imprisoned by lack, but by fear of letting go. We are so much attached to what we have. We keep things, we keep those hurry long after they have stopped giving life. Many of us are so much attached to things that even to let it go or even to give to others, they find it difficult. Poverty teaches us discernment. It helps us to recognize the difference between need and want. The economists always tell us from all your needs, your wants, you have to make the choice, your scale of preference. This is one of the things you have to know. It is not about the material things you have. It depends on your own disposition of heart. Poverty teaches discernment. It helps you to recognize the difference between need and want. And in the gospel, Jesus does not offer comfort first, he offers the truth. He said, do not store up your treasures here on earth, where termites and moth may destroy. It's not because treasure is evil, but because it is fragile. It can break, it can be destroyed easily. That is why you need to lay your treasures in heaven. It's not about the material things. It is about the spiritual. It is about something that gives life to your soul, even after our existential life, our journey here on earth. How do you think about it? Being poor and remaining happy, or remaining rich, but you have no peace? The choice is yours to make. Do not store up your treasures here on earth where mites or thieves may steal it. Poverty trains the heart not to cling to what cannot last. It prepares us to receive what cannot be taken away from us. If you want peace, allow Jesus to come into your heart. There is no lust in serving God. It is all freedom. It is all freedom. Peace of mind is a free gift given to us by God. Only a few who allow themselves with that light of God can understand what God really prepares for them. As a Catholic nun, a religious I am, I belong without owing. I have the necessary things I need. Whatever it is, at any time I can give them off. Because when I see someone who truly needs more than I do, I let go because I believe the God who has given me those things now wants me to give it to somebody who needs it more than myself. And I give it with the trust that God Himself will always provide. I stay without fencing myself with the talents He has given me. I try to share whatever thing I believe God has given me with others. It could be your time, it could be a gift of knowledge, it could be a suggestion, it could just be staying with someone, trying to soothe them. That is the life we religiously live. That is the life we have chosen to live because we believe that poverty is preparing us for that greater joy which God Himself has prepared for us in heaven. Poverty keeps me available interruptedly and allows me to reach out to those who need my support, those who need my attention, those who need my prayer. And as a poet, I know that meaning lives in restriction. It is something that allows you to go deeper than the ordinary meaning. That's why poets, when they write, they tell you things that goes into deeper meaning that leads you to reflect, because those are inspired words given to them by God. That's the reason poets, when they write, you need to pay attention to every line that you read to be able to understand the prophetic message that God reveals to them through their inspiration. I did not choose poverty to reject the world. I chose to love the world without possessing it. I am not inviting you to live as I do. I am inviting you to reflect. Where is your life? Where do you keep your comfort? Is it in the material things? Is it in the things that may carry you away from the essence? You do not have to renounce everything to be happy. You need to accept the important things to keep you at grip with what God has prepared for you. Because poverty teaches us that a life can be small and still be full, that peace does not come from control, that God is found mostly when there is space. This is a wonderful thing. This is something very glorious in the life of every one of us, because when we allow God to possess us, He transforms everything. Listen, I stayed when living would have been easier, when comfort held the door open and called my name softly. I stayed less. I stayed with less money, less noise, less proof that I was doing well. Poverty did not arrive with its noise. It came quietly, asking me what I could do without. And still, I remained myself. Some days it could be hurting. Some days it taught me how to wait. Some days it showed me that kindness is the ultimate. When you have little, you learn to weigh your bread. You learn that grace is a borrowed thing. You learn that courage is something that costs so much. It takes courage to ask someone, please help me. It takes courage to ask somebody, please, I'm in need. Money may speak louder. It can tell you who matters. It can tell you who moves on. But poverty listens because it is quiet. It has only available in its own realm, God and your spirit. And I wash my hands empty, not at all allowing myself to be controlled and to be followed by what God has designed for me. Because of that, I always ask God, Lord, in this journey that I have started with you, never allow me to go empty handed. And I ask God, teach me how to stay. Stay when comfort calls me away. To stay when fear tells me I am lacking. To stay when my hands want to close. And I tell God, hold me closer, deeper in love with you. It is only you whom I have in my life. When I have little, remind me that I am not abandoned. When I ask, always help me to remember to ask in humility because the God who has called me, the God who has lifted me into this life will never let me down. Allow your life to reflect the gospel you preach. Do not allow yourself to be deceived by the things of this world. Many may entice you, many may tell you that to have things, to acquire material things that you may not need is the ultimate. Always think, reflect, and ask God to help you, to direct your thoughts, to direct your mind in everything that you are doing. This I leave you with. I did not choose poverty to escape the world, but to see it clearly. In having less, I learned what cannot be bought: mercy, God's presence, and His grace. This is something you have to know about staying with the Lord in the time you do not have. It is something you have to understand, staying with the Lord when you have plenty. Never think poverty is a curse. Ask God, just like St. Paul tells us, God, I do not ask for riches, but I ask you, give me enough that will be sufficient for me to have my daily bread, the most important things of my life, so that I may not remain a beggar always, so that I may not, don't put me in a situation whereby, because of my lack, I may begin to utter words that are not prudent before you. Give me what is enough, and I am free. A life stripped of excess does not feel empty, it feels awake. And to trust God without reserve is to walk freely, even when your hands hold nothing. Because the richest hearts are not those that own much, but those that give without counting. Limits do not confine us. They teach us how to stretch the soul, and faith grows stronger in that vacuum where we cannot control the outcome. To live simply is not to lose, but to see the world with open eyes and open hearts. I still remain happy and joyous with the choice I have made because I see Jesus with me. Jesus has blessed my journey. In as much as I do not have, I have never lacked. And even when I lack, God always provides helpers. Yes, I am happy because God provides me with the essential things. I am not worried about the things that are not mine. I am richly blessed and I thank Him for remaining my God. I chose to remain poor because I want to enjoy eternal life with Him. I do not lack the essential things of life because God has provided them for me. When I do not have, He sent me helper, those who will provide for me. Thank you, dear listeners, for your time in listening and joining us in this very episode. I am Sister Prisca in a golden moment with Sister Prisca. Please drop your comments at the comment section. Share the link to others. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe to this channel. We are heavily loaded. We are coming up with interesting topics that will change your heart, that will change your life, that will bring more meaning to your life. I chose to remain poor, not because to be rich is part, but because I chose what is greater than remaining temporarily rich and losing the ultimate. Heaven is my target, and I wish you the same in your daily journey. God loves you and remain totally blessed. Don't forget to please share the link to others and invite them to join us. We are coming back with more interesting topics. Try to go through other videos in this very channel. And if there is anything you would want to comment, leave them at the comment section. Please don't forget to give us your suggestions, your ideas, or what you think that I should add to make this very channel, to make it a loving and inspiring one. I promise to do the best I can. Please try to encourage me by subscribing and inviting others to join. God bless you. We are coming back soonest. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, help those around you, and remain joyful in the Lord always. It is me, Sister Prisca, in a golden moment, greeting you from here. God bless you.